before we continue with the video, don't forget to smash the like button. It helps us a lot to keep growing. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, activate all notifications. That way you get notified every time we go live. And don't forget, you can become a member, get exclusive content, access to all of our live shows on demand at the time that you want. Also, of course, giveaways every month, sometimes multiple giveaways a month. So stay tuned for that. Check it out. Help support the channel. It's a small fee. And of course, you help us and grow. If you hate the Mackhams, smash that like button. Let's get to as many as we can so we can keep the channel growing. Now, back to the video. Welcome to NUFC Talk TV. It's Chris, the American Mag. We got some massive transfer news for today. But before we do that, of course, smash the like button as you saw earlier on. And obviously, we got to start not in a good way of this video, because we got to talk about something despicable, something disgusting. And it is that Joe Willock, one of our players, has been subject to racial abuse on his Instagram account. Private messages sent to him being just despicable human beings. It's very unfortunate. That's the world we're living in at this moment in time. And, you know, it's don't know what to say other than it should never be allowed. It's never tolerated, especially in this channel. We don't tolerate that at all. In football, it should never be tolerated. In life at all, it shouldn't be tolerated. Unfortunately, you have these stupid human beings that decide to do this for what makes zero sense. But they do it. Hopefully, Joe Willock is okay. You know, he understands that this is just a small percentage of idiots that get online and hide behind a keyboard and don't even show their face and wouldn't even say it face to face. A coward. And the club needs to take this serious. The club needs to find information, find who these people are, and if they are indeed, ban them from any premises of the club, whether they are season ticket holders, whether they're not, whether they don't go to games. It doesn't matter. Ban them, no matter what. Ban these people already from stores, from anything. Make an example out of one of them, and it won't happen again. It won't happen again. I promise you. It's just unfortunate. It's just coward, man. It's just a coward to do that. That way of thinking. It's just so stupid. Makes zero sense. Um, Zero sense. But these people, again, imagine sending a message like that to other human beings. What can you expect? They're just idiots. It need to be dealt with seriously, though. Seriously, the club needs to take actions. And Newcastle United Supporter Club posted on their account as well, disgusted to see the racist abuse directed at Joe Willock this evening. Hopefully, those responsible can be caught and dealt with accordingly. Joe Willock will always have our full support, and that is the bottom line. So let's move on now to some massive transfer news, ladies and gentlemen. And the first one that we got to talk about, of course, is the one and only Lloyd Kelly. Fabrizio Romano, the football transfer guru, has posted a "Here we go," and he said that Lloyd Kelly to Juventus. Here we go. Verbal agreement in place for Newcastle United center back to join on loan with obligation to buy. As long as I knew, since I knew that Juventus were after Lloyd Kelly, I knew this deal was going to happen. I knew it was, simply because who wouldn't, right? I mean, if you're a young guy, you getting this club coming at you, it's gonna definitely shake your head and turn your head, as you guys would say over there. And it's happened. I knew that he would go, and listen, I'm not too opposed to it. I think he's on a high salary. He's not really taken in consideration by Eddie Howe, although Eddie has come out and said that he would like to keep him. But when it comes to giving him playing time, he really hasn't been giving him that much time. He has given him time, though. Ironically, these last few games, especially the last one, he got a few minutes there. But it's not really enough. I mean, you got Dan Burn, you got Fabian Scher, you got Botman. And the talks that we might be interested in another center back, that might just be enough to let this guy go. Short career at Newcastle United. And Juventus also playing it safe. They don't want to buy him outright. They want to take their time. And however, we had a discussion here in the panel, and the panelists believe that he is worth 30 million pounds. I tend to agree with that. And although some fans online are saying that how did Paul Mitchell pull this off? 15 million for Lloyd Kelly. That's a lot of money. Well, is it? Because our estimation was that we could get 30 in the beginning. Actually, I thought 15 was going to be enough. I didn't think that Bournemouth, at the time he was free, obviously, but at the time they probably wanted, before he was free, 30 odd million. I didn't think he was worth that much. I thought that coming to Newcastle, he might be worth that much money. But certainly Newcastle will get their money's worth if the obligation to buy indeed is correct. Fabrizio Romano is saying that. I do have a friend, Alberto, from the AJC podcast. He is a Juventus fan, and he's got a fan channel. We collaborated before many a times when we were doing football content. He asked me about him. I told him what I think. He really hasn't proven anything in the Premier League. That's a fact. He hasn't. He's played at Bournemouth, great. He's had a lot of injuries at Bournemouth, not the same amount of injuries at Newcastle. So you have to give him that. But at the end of the day, he hasn't really proved much as far as football is concerned. In the Premier League, he hasn't done much, and maybe because he wasn't given time. To be fair, and that is up to the manager, of course. A few fans will think, well, he made a few mistakes when he came on. A lot of people remember the West Ham United game that we lost at St. James's Park, where he made a mistake. But can you really judge a footballer just on one particular appearance? It's not fair. I think there's a lot of talent in Lloyd Kelly, but it just hasn't shown up as of yet for Newcastle United. And as long, when I knew that Juventus was coming in, there was nothing to discuss. I knew the player was were going to leave, and that is a message to the people that think like the mighty Wayne, my friend, that the Premier League is the end all be all, and other clubs don't matter. Well, Juventus, one of the biggest in Italy and in football, comes for one of your players, and it turns their head. It just happens. Football exists in in all areas of the continent, especially in the top flight. Juventus is one of them. AC Milan, Inter Milan, Real Madrid, Barcelona, and unfortunately, it just happens. Thankfully enough, it has happened with Lloyd Kelly, a player that we really, don't won't miss really, unless he becomes somebody spectacular. At the end of the day, I don't think fans are really that upset about him. As far as what Juventus fans think, my friend here sending me a message. He says, "For us, we are just in a jam. We lost our best center back for the year, like the fifth game of the season. The lost one, they lost one of our other coverage guys, and just recently lost another center back for a month. So we are scrambling. One actual center back on the roster, so we grabbed Vega and now Kelly. However, I'm hearing the obligation might be if certain criteria are met. So we have to see. So there you go. Thank you to Alberto. And we'll have to see what the obligation to buy is. Very important. He's saying that he's hearing that the obligation to buy might be if certain criteria is met. Kind of what happened with Lewis Hall for us. If he gets game time, I'm assuming that's what it is. If he gets game time, then obviously it might be they might be obligated to buy. If not, he's going to have to come back to Newcastle United. So Juventus is playing it safe. We won't get that money yet, but it might be a money that we get in the summer. So it's good for PSR. I think it'll be a great business for Newcastle for 15 million if indeed that happens. So we shall see what happens when it comes to Lloyd Kelly. I'm not too bothered. I think that salary of 150 a week we can definitely use for somebody else. Give it to Alexander Isak if that's the case. Perfect. He deserves it, and or get somebody else. We certainly need transfers right now. The other transfer news, ladies and gents, is the one for Mr. Kieran Trippier. And as far as respected journalists, a lot of people don't like him, but it is what it is. Craig Hope reporting that Galatasaray are interested in signing Kieran Trippier this window, and whilst talks are yet to take place between clubs, an offer has not been ruled out. Eddie Howe, according to him, will not want to lose him. And I'm told tonight, Craig Hope is being told There is only one small chance of progress, but approach is being considered. What's going on with Newcastle United? We're doing a massive sell, just a sellout. We're trying to get rid of all of our players, aren't we? I mean, Target has been linked to a move to Leeds. I doubt that that's going to happen, but still has been linked to that club. Almiron just left. Kieran Trippier, they're coming for him, and now Lloyd Kelly is leaving. So it's what's going on with the Magpies. We're doing a fire sale, but are we not getting anybody in? Is that really going to be enough for us to move forward, for us to even finish in European positions? Is that going to be the case? What do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Can we do without Trippier and just have Livermento in the lineup? I mean, you could say Kraft can play right back if needed. Certainly has done a job. I can't remember Kraft playing bad in any game. He comes on, he plays good, and that's it. He's a spare tire basically. Kraft right now not getting utilized much, of course, with everybody being healthy. So can we afford to just sell Trippier, get some money in, and use Kraft if needed? Target on the other side, of course. If you keep him, I mean, he's on a high salary and really not much of value at the moment. So Target, I don't see him getting moved anywhere, especially a championship team that might not have the capability of paying his contract. So we don't know yet. It'll be interesting to see what develops in the next following hours, following days. Really, is only one more day, ladies and gents. And by the way, don't forget that Monday from 9 p.m. all the way through midnight, we're going to be live with the transfer deadline for Newcastle United until it could get right down to the last hour. Who knows? Hopefully, we get somebody that can make a difference for the team. But let us know what you think in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Check out the website, the store. Check out some memorabilia, some stuff that you can get. And don't forget, you can become a member, get exclusive content, giveaways, and all of that stuff. Good perks. Thank you so much for your support, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.